Chodam Sogi Chodam Lai Janchu Padu Dami Yasuchi Dagi Chuni Dikwe Sonandi Rola Pechu Sandi Dupai Sho Chodam Sogi Chodam Lai Janchu Padu Dami Yasuchi Dagi Chuni Dikwe Sonandi Rola Pechu Sandi Dupai Sho Chodam Sogi Chodam Lai Janchu Padu Dami Yasuchi Dagi Chuni Dikwe Sonandi Rola Pechu Sandi Dupai Sho.
Good morning, everybody. Oh, very loud. It's very loud. Anyway, I'm very happy to meet you again. Also, we are very enjoy. Almost we finish our Sambhavas statues, outer, then Damchoe very hard work, couple days. Then also water, also Damchoe's cousin Sonam, they work very hard. I see it every day. But now, in Tibet, everybody young. Not here then, everybody very hard work, almost complete. And also we have someone donate to Kanjur. And we have also two sides Kanjur. And we have complete Buddha's teaching and the commentary we call Kanjur and Tenjur. We have complete all the books. Then we almost done the altars also, but not yet complete. You know, the expensive things, you know, for stupa and the altar. Then these things you guys have to support. I know always you guys support that, but continue, you know. If not you guys, not center. You know, center's relatives, the students, right? The members. Then it's also not always your center, not just director center, not the resident teachers center, not the Sangha center, you know. That's your center, your house. Then who has connection or center? We are all family, good relative. Also, whoever a family member is here, we always do activities to positive things. Maybe, you know, if there's some, you know, negative things, but most, maybe 99% we do, you know, positive things. Even, you know, financially, physically,
body, speech, and mind.
Body, speech, whatever you support, it's all go to positive activities. They create a lot more merit. When you get more merit, then your life is also success. And you get main goal, chief enlightenment. Also, more close. Because we create a lot of karma to born, we achieve the enlightenment. And their cause and condition, not where a result doesn't come up. When are the cause and conditions ready, the results coming. No one stop. Therefore, I would like to say, it's not finished, but then workers, then sponsors, then whoever, everybody do work together. I say thank you very much from my side. Then this is your house, this is your center, this is your monastery, and not someone take out, Always, it's what call it? Your center. Then you do support what can't. It is what call it? Support your center. Do your things. It's very good. Also do positive things. Usually, I mentioned many times, when you walk, you have to pay to tax. There's no choice, you have to pay. But also you are not too much, touch. I don't want to tell this. You have some goal. Oh, when I retirement, I get back. Then you also always support. I know you always support. Donation for center. This also same is to pay the tax. You get result to more merit. They gives you cheap enlightenment, to happiness. It's also not just this life, Enter each enlightenment there.
Result will not be exhausted.
Result is not exhausted. Therefore, we pay tax. Sometimes they go to wars. We don't know where to go, but we have no choice. But we think, oh, I get back when I retirement. Then you retirement, I don't know how long you live, maybe couple, maybe 10, 20 years. Then finish. But you donate our centers, Dharma things, their results not exhaust, not be exhausted. I learned one word. Therefore, it's very good. People work very hard. Everybody work together. Then results very easy to get. Otherwise, some people do this, some person do things good to them, some other person do some shows. Like a good.
Obstruction.
Obstruction show each other's job, then never happen. They're not successful their jobs. Everybody work together, then the result is very easy to get. I like to say everybody thank you very much to do things. Then now we go to general topic. We say general topic. General topic. Too complicated sometimes. But this is also slowly, Buddhism is not just same as our study to colleges, high schools, You have to continue until you achieve enlightenment. I think maybe not. Maybe not God. Never. But you guys heard it. That's fine. Yeah. Anyway, some people ask, are you still study Buddhism? I say, yes. Some people think, we have to some limit 10. Then you finish that. We are not finished when we achieve enlightenment. Then we don't want to study more. Then we just relax. Then you can just whatever you want. But we have to study continuously. Then
shouldn't have short expectation.
Yeah. Short expectation is not good. Whatever activities we do, Therefore, also, Buddhism explains to how you control your mind, how you be a relaxed person, how you be happy. Then usually we are not follow the texts. We study, everybody, including me. We always study. We read Lord Buddha. We are not effectively, whatever we study, whatever we do. Therefore, always we mind, our mind is same level. This is not Dharma's fault, not study's fault. It is our fault. We don't concentration. Therefore, how much you can to try to study, try to apply whatever you to practice, whatever you study. Then, of course, one day we have to traverse it all.
And definitely you will achieve a result one day.
I don't know when. Too far away.
So whether you will achieve it quickly or not depends on self.
Right? If you with hard work, of course you achieve. You just lazy same to me, then also so.
And so anyway, we'll start from the day 5 today.
It is day 5, maybe we are maybe 5 months.
5 miles?
5 months.
Oh, nice.
Then
And so the day 5 is talking about the chapter 4.
and the chapter
So among the 4 main chapters, this is the 4th one. And so the 4th chapter has 2. How do you devote to the spiritual teacher, who is the ruler of the path, and how to train your mind after devoting to the spiritual teacher. And devoting to the Guru has 2 sections also. How do you what do you do? How do you do in this meditative session, and how do you do during the post-meditative session?
아니 담은 튼튼데 치다 안에 쳐다 야 아니 저기 주 이제 쳐다 쳐다 주도 쳐다 좀 그거
Think of it and so on. And the first during the meditative session,
저기 주지 아니 이제 쳐다 쳐다 주도 쳐다 쳐다
so how do you engage in the preparatory practice, and how do you do the actual practice, and how do you conclude and do in common the conclusion. So the first, the preparatory practice, there are 6 preparatory rites, right?
Okay, everybody knows? Anyone to like to say?
So the first one is cleaning the shrine room, right? And then setting up, the representative of Buddha's body, speech, and mind, right? So that is understandable, right? First, soon after you wake up or get up from your bed, then you go and clean your shrine room. So if you have the representative Buddha's body, speech, and mind, like the statues, scriptures, stupas, and so forth, then you should sort of dust away or do some cleanings. And so if you have statue, that would be good. If not, then just a picture or like a tsatsa. And then for the representative of the mind, stupa, if not, then bhaja would be good also. And then after that, you set up, arrange beautiful offerings. Like normally we do the water bowl offerings, right? So if possible, you should have 7 bowls of water. And then arrange whatever other offerings that you can afford. And after that, you sit down in the 7 postures, the Virachana, and then generate refuge and bodhicitta. So with that, with a special virtuous state of mind, and you visualize the married field or the object of refuge. So we went through those already last time, right? So if you were to read or explain, then it seems quite long, but when you sit down and contemplate it, it can be done in a few minutes, right?
Don't think, oh, I don't have time to do this. There's too many things. If you are used, then not complicated. Not complicated. If you are not used, then very complicated. Too difficult. All this.
So then the Pabongka Rinpoche starts the 5 note, the motivation, quoted from Nagarjuna's text, teaching. So anyway, so basically, what kind of motivation you should have is that you should think, I must achieve state of full enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings. For that reason, I'm going to listen to this teaching or engage in such and such practice and so forth. And so that the teaching that you are practicing, or that you practice, should be the teaching that leads the fortunate ones to the state of full enlightenment. And the teaching that is revived or restored by the 2 great pioneers, Asanga and Nagarjuna. And the teaching or the instruction that came down from Lama Tsongkhapa to one's root guru in an unbroken lineage.
what in the tat in the social Nyanza Naza, Chulo Chek, Chuditri, but
So the teaching that is to be studied or practiced is that kind of teaching. And so this explains a method or means to abandon or purify the negative ways and to achieve or accumulate merits that adds to achieve to the full enlightenment of all sentient beings. And so, like he says, I've been teaching the six perfect rights in the concise discourse version. That is the swift path. Yesterday I covered the first three of these rights. The fourth is just follows. And so this is the fourth preparatory practice, which is petitioning, the merit field, making requests to the merit field. And it's like this here. Dhamma said, when our mind is very feeble, that is when we study but cannot retain the words, contemplate but do not understand, and meditate but nothing develops in our mind stream. At that time, we are instructed to rely on the power of the merit field. So, like we said, this is the actual thing, the reality that is explained in the teachings of the Buddha. And so sometimes when we try to memorize the words, can we memorize them or can we retain those words in our mind? So it becomes difficult, right? So like you were supposed to memorize all the outlines. Were you able to do that? But you were not all of you, maybe. So that's why in the same sense, when you study, you cannot retain the words. And so it occurs with our situation, right? With our condition. And then it says, when you contemplate, but do not understand the meaning, right?
You guys understand that. Very difficult, That gomna jela majid na da nazo chi gomro chi ma chi matawa gongori jawang hashu gongori toma ji gozen nazo toma ke kya mdu was.
And then it says meditate, but nothing develops in your mind stream, in our mind stream. So at the beginning, in the teachings, it always says you have to meditate on death and impermanence, meditate on bodhicitta, the emptiness, and so forth. But we're not able to develop any of those realizations, right?
And
that's why sometimes when we try to meditate, we fall asleep.
Then sometimes the mind go to other subject, maybe tomorrow's experience, or maybe family members, or your relatives, we go to some other direction. Sometimes I do meditation, my mind goes in Tibet and India. So I remember, I was a kid, not everybody, not saying. But then that not also
and so you should think, whether whatever is explained here accords with our condition, with our situation, with our reality or not. And so why does this happen? Why are we not able to retain the words when we study, not able to understand the meaning when we contemplate, not able to develop any realizations when we meditate? That's the reason is because we have so much negative karmas, very thick negative karmic obscurations.
What is it? or today is that the order down on the young. But the Chimana language came to this country. Maji, today about that Shingala, so subs, Shington, that you so about it. They so sala, that so sala, years ago, the teacher, that you need to stop the work.
And so at that time, because of that, because of the thick karmic obscurations, they were not able to do that. So therefore, at that time, then you rely on the power of the merit field. And so you pray to the merit field, engage in the practice of purifying negativities and accumulating merit and so forth.
Therefore, where's very thick negativities for?
So where are our negative actions?
I know the same thing it was.
Where are those the layer of karmic obscurations? Where are they? In our mind, right?
Right? They are all on our mind. Our minds. And
so we have to clean that, purify that.
Clean chair, the same get the same part clean
And so those karmic obscurations that are in the mind can be only purified by mind. You cannot use external brooms or chemicals to clean them.
We cannot go to dry cleaning. Usually we go to laundromat, they can clean. If they cannot, then we go to dry cleaning. This doesn't work. Scientists also cannot find any chemicals to clean this. Only Buddha's teaching contemplate our mind, they're clean. What is that? Then Jambeyan, Jitan Jambeya, Jitonga, the Toba, that you get a Tajira Karago, that's you and
And so once Lama Tsongkhapa asked Meiji what methods he should strive to develop quick realization in his mind stream.
Toba Jelashi, Toba the Karadana, Tangan Jela, Shanshu Semsa, Nijesia, Shambaseva. What the Tuzula is what?
And so what are the realizations? The realization that he was talking about, that's like the realization of compassion, love, and bodhicitta, emptiness, and so forth.
What the Tati Lamada, Yeda Yemeda, then the Sovandaba. That's all of the Jansheva, Yamenji, Minum Joa. That's on the rest, that's one.
And then Meiji said he must concentrate on a combination of three things, regarding his guru as inseparable from his meditation of deity, and petitioning his guru, and working hard at building up his accumulation of merit, and purifying his obscurations. So these are the three things he has to pursue in order to gain the realization quickly.
아니 간제마제 진짜 잡아야도 수술로만 있다 뭐직 예매인 바다 소라다고 그래서 다 뒤인다야 다는 속사 잡아장고 그래서.
And so first you have to see your guru inseparable from the deity, and then in his or her presence, then you should accumulate merit.
아니 강한 염에 제가 다 뭐는 좀 다티 이거 상담을 해서.
And you should pay attention to the process of the practice that you do. So that is the best method for achieving, developing realizations in your mind.
And 소소 접전기 딱 전문 마시게 되더라. and 소와타 바이나 아니 다 실력 쉬어 간다. 다 실력 다 토바를 집어줘.
So it says that building up your accumulation and purifying yourself, the Krishna will ripen your mental stream, and then with the requesting or petitioning the medical will bless your mind stream. And so if you do the visualizations properly, you will be able to achieve achieve realizations quickly. So if your mind stream is rapid enough, then you will be able to achieve the result without much difficulties. So the ripening, the mind stream can be obstructed by just small things. Because of just small things, you are not able to ripen your mind stream, and therefore you are not able to develop the realizations. And since you develop the realization quickly in spite of any difficulties or obstacles, your force will ripen quickly and easily, like expelling pus. So expelling pus. So there's this a sore. It's called boil. The boil, like a big pimple, boils, it's red and hard, and it's very painful. So if you try to take it out, remove it, but when it's not ripened, then it's very painful. The painful is so the pain is so high that it feels like almost your limb is cut out. So that kind of pain that you feel. But when it's ripened, when it's ripe, and it comes out very easily.
You guys are not expert. One monk in Sarah, he has this country. I think maybe his knee, some part of the knee. He tried to, before the problem.
Ripe. Before it's ripened.
He tried to, push, that doesn't work. Then he put some border, into the border with fire, put there. Then you check out, they all come. Then he took, very big, also his knee in the skin. After he had to go to emergency, hospital, they cut a little bit in his butt, but then he
You understood, right?
This was called because he taught before rap. Usually in India, you was in Sarah, that all the monks are this. We're not clean, the other take showers, all the not very dirty, very easy to come. And when they rap, just we push. We don't need to go to hospital, just we just push. They're all gone.
So if our mind strength is ripened to develop these realizations, then they will develop. So like it says, like fruit fallen on the ground by itself, ready for you to enjoy. So when the fruit is ripened, then it will fall on the ground by itself. So at that time, it's ready for you to eat and enjoy.
If not wrap, just eat, go to check down, then we cannot eat. They're not wrapped. That day, that Jeremiah Korangi, Logi, some jobs. That day, you check it down, also talk to check what.
So, in order to ripen our mind stream, then we have to engage in the practice of purifying negativities and accumulating merit.
Today, that Jitunga Bejan, that Shitanda, that Chagam, that Jim Methadina, that Maraso Dejatulapa, that Damate Bisharda, and the Okachini, that Meda, Sanachini, that
And so then Pabongka Rinpoche explains with the story or accounts of Lama Tsongkhapa, how he engaged in all this practice, purifying the negativities and accumulating merit by doing prostrations, offering up mandala and so forth at a place called Choling. And then through that practice, how he had a vision, a direct vision of the Nagarjuna and so forth. Although Lama Tsongkhapa is already enlightened, but in order to obtain the sentient beings, then he performed the deeds of engaging in those practices.
Therefore also he doesn't have to, the gold, silver mandalas. He uses the rock. And he always uses the rock, to just want to
So you have to rub the surface of the stone where he's making one offering, and that's like cleaning it, wiping it with his own hands, so it kind of made a hole in his hands. The skins were off. So that stone, a flat stone, flat sort of round stone, Lama Tsongkhapa used to make one offering. He says it can still be seen somewhere in Tibet now. So it's one of these disciples in the vision, Buddha Palita, that Tsongkhapa by placing on Tsongkhapa's head a Sanskrit copy of Buddha Palita's one commentary. So it's the pursuit of Buddhahood. And since that day, Tsongkhapa had a desire to read this commentary, and on the common appearances, while going over the 18th chapter, and he developed a realization into the standards view of the Prasangika Smadana. Actually, he had read this commentary many times before, but this time, because of having engaged in those practices of purifying negativities and accumulating merit, he has ripened his mind. And because his mind stream was ripened, so he was able to have the realizations right away.
We also read these commentaries again and again. Maybe one day we
so one day we'll be able to have the actual realization of the emptiness. So anyway, there are many stories, accounts of these holy beings of the past. And so there's this lama called Kelsang Tenzin and Kelsang Kyudo. So two of them, they were going out to perform puja in someone's house. And so Kelsang Tenzin asked Kelsang Kyudo to give him a book on to take him to read. And says he was given a copy of much loved Kadamba anthology, which contained a larger song based on the mind's training practice. As soon as Kelsang Tenzin read it, he developed genuine bodhicitta in his mind stream. So this when he was reading the text, the section on the invoking names of the authors, of the lam-rim, the lineage gurus, and then when he read the name of this, it's a virtuous one, you virtuous one. So, but just by hearing the name of this composer or the author, he had this special feeling, and he started to have goosebumps in his body and tears shedding down his eye and so forth. So in our case, we wouldn't have any kind of that kind of sensational feeling even when we hear the name of very high lamas.
Buddha come to hear them, we have something. Otherwise, we think, oh, every all we have sent. I know him, I know how he always.
So we don't try to engage in that practice of seeing others as pure, and therefore even the pure beings they come, we don't see them. So if our mind is rapid enough, then even with a small condition, we'll be able to generate or develop these realizations in our mind stream. And so, in order to ripen your mind stream, you have to do the practice of purifying negativities and accumulating merit really well.
아니 계시 도와서 다 계시 보도를 도마지 말다 공거야. 다 손을 했어요. 잘라 쳐서 봐나 좋아서 뭐 하나 남아나 써봐. 아니 슈다나 지나 내대지 따와이나 다로 작고나다 이제 계산 누구 상들이 많아요. 다로 이제들이 이거 예스로.
And so Geshe Ngawang, who's the disciple of Geshe Ngawang, once said that when you engage in this practice, of purifying the negativities and accumulating merit, and after that, if you read the scriptures and then try to meditate on the meaning, and even if you feel that these realizations cannot be developed even after you have meditated on for 100 years, if you have accumulated enough merit and purified those negativities that obstruct you from generating the realization, then it can come very fast, very quickly. So if you haven't accumulated merit and purified the negativities, then your result cannot ripen, because it will be the same as a seed. It's a dry seed, same as a dry seed, which has not met with the water, fertilizers, and so forth. So those dry seeds of wheat or barley that hold food stored, it has the potential to grow into the barley or wheat, but because it has not met with the condition, it will never grow.
Therefore,
so we already have that seed in our mind, the seed, but that has to meet with the conditions, like the water, fertilizers, and so forth. And so that's the reason why the chantings are very important, where you make a request and pray and so forth. So in the monasteries, they also emphasize on chanting the prayers, like the Thala prayers, the 8 great prayers, and so forth. there's an account that in Saramir Monastery they used to recite these prayers, Dharma prayers, the King of Prayers, and the Sangheta Sutra, Sanghata Sutra, and so forth. They used to recite them a lot.
And that Tawaji, that kind of call number about 2 Poji, and the Tawaji could deny around the matter, call it back
So there was one monk, who doesn't know how to debate at all. He couldn't find any ideas to debate. He's so stupid, so dumb, that he couldn't find any ideas to debate on.
When you go to monasteries, if you are not learned, then you don't get to partner to debate. Usually debate is all.
So the purpose of the debating is to learn those that you have not learned before, and to make it even clearer, those that you have learned.
Then, if you are very dull, then you don't know anything, then no one debates with you, because they don't know anything from you. Then this kind of monk, he's very dull, and he don't know anything. But he's very good monk, he's very good recite, contemplate, reciter. And one day they recite the Heart Sutra, and he fall, he sleep. But he thought he's falling a little sleep, but during that time he
So that time he had the realization of emptiness. So because he earnestly engaged in the practice of purifying the languages and accumulating merit, and so just with the reading of that sutra, he had the realization of emptiness.
Then he want to go to retreat, but he has here one mom, they want to check his mom. And mom asked him, don't go, you go to retreat. Also their mom and son have no money, they have a lot of loans. They are from other people. Then he asked mom, it's okay. When I left, but I lived here in Rakesh. So
anyway, so after that realization, then he decided to go into retreat in the mountains. Then, but his mother stopped him from going. She tried to stop him from going. She said, "We have a big loan that you have to pay. If you go, who will help me to pay the loans? And also, if I have to ask things, who am going to ask for instructions and for the answers?" And then he said, "I will leave a statue of me behind, and then you can ask him."
Then that in the corner that has made the corner so that in the meaning juju, that corner goes on the juju, talk so and I'm a shower.
He made a statue of himself. Of course, he's not an artist, so he will not know how to make the really good ones, but just sort of a statue, and left it with his mother.
And they shuma amala kangin cheda, and a call kitchen, cool amal land jagger, watching the shuma is
and then so mother believed her son, and so whenever she had difficulties, she would ask the statue, and then she gets the answer from the statue.
That's not Trasala compensation. That cool comes in like Consul Peneguada, the cool comes to the Tangal Penetra, yes. The Penetra gave a combat of Jesus to the Shah, you call the Lord.
So the house that he lives in the monastery, the house that he lives in also had a lawn, and he told them that I will not be able to help you to pay off your lawn, but I will leave my footprint with you. before he went to
아니
retreat.
딱 고도 개모셔다. 저 고바. 저 강지샤는 나도 되게 좋다시. 템도 개모고 저딱 고도 그 개개미에서 제일 많이 전발했어. 이 샤야는 되게 그랬어. 네. 고도 되게 딱 개념이 나와서.
And so then the people, the members of the house in the monastery that he lived together with, and they thought, you dumb, how can you help us anyway, even if you are here? So that's okay. If you leave your footprint, then that's okay. So they just told him that he can live and they will accept that.
아니 주마 아니 그때 강지샤네 지금 감생되고 단다 까와는 거예요. शेरजोसो 별별 강지 또 강지샤 그만 되지. 아니 대다 주마네 강지다 하서네 고즈 말이야 키니 고즈 까와들이 뭘 받자시고 요즘에 이것들.
And so then he left a footprint, a print of his foot on a stone. And so normally you don't, on a hard stone, on a solid hard stone, you can't leave a footprint, right? So that shows the sign of relaxation. So that I will leave a footprint on the hard rock. And then they thought that's okay, if you want to leave your footprint, you can leave. But then when he actually left footprint, they were all astonished, very surprised. That's the sign of the realization. And then they started to believe that he's a realized being, and that they took his footprint and then stick it on the monastery's pillar.
아니 다 점수다 그 상지선 거예요. 좋듯이 그래요.
So anyway, so he went into retreat, and then through his practice he gained enlightenment.
근데 다 됐어요. 다 그만 그 가래 사기 주의소에 왔어. 다 아마도 주만 감대절해야 다 변해져 버렸어요. 아마 주만 제면 다 공부 사거든 그거로 다 변해는 됐죠 버렸어.
So anyway, later when he left his sort of statue of himself with his mother, and so she owed some money from the house in the monastery, and because she didn't have any money to pay them back, so she gave them the statue of the monk.
근데 다들 공 감정이 잡아도 감정을 토근이 단 감정의 요리를 제로도 직접 봤지 제거. 감정이 가디 때는 저도는 네가 다 거들라는 거 들어. 거들라서는 아니 감정이 되게 이게 다 고mon가 감정이 좀 보자고 그랬어. 근데 너무 뭐지다 감정을 간 못 잡아 들어. 감정이 봤 들레들 거야. 들레들 제일 걸로 끝 주요 라는 거. 다 나서는 감정이 한테 제고 들어. 고문하세요. 감정이 왔죠. 야 가는 감정이 들레들이 지금 가는 감정이 싸워려나? 야 그때 다 줄래요. 이제 tamam 뭐 다 중말했어.
수술 때고 보시.
근데 감정을 받죠. 감정이나 감정이는 다 개그로. 감정이 다 보고진다고. 그러면 나도 진다. 그건 감정이 다 그런 지워잖아. 그 값을 잘 나와야 그 빠지지 제거 감정. 그래서 그때 그 제도 지워가는 그 라는 거. 야 그 고문하래 감정을 받죠. 그 제는 감정을 싸우려나? 야 그 뒤도 안 하려.
사실 제바팅이 다
제바팅은 감정이다.
감정이 제바.
제사도 감정이다. 감정이 잘라 그걸 나와서. 내가 감정을 받죠.
그거다 그렇죠.
그거다. 그리고 거기 발라. 해남시 제고로.
So because it was given, that statue was given to the house, it became the property of the house. And so that in the house, they appoint a manager who manages the financial part of the house. And then every time they change the manager, the old manager has to give the whole account, pass the whole account to the new manager. So every time when that time comes for the managers to change, that statue will disappear. And so because when you're supposed to give it to the next person, you have to give everything that's there. So if anything's missing, then you have to pay for that. Whatever part is missing, then you have to pay. And so because the statue is missing, it disappears every time that happens. And the statue disappears. The statue is not there for him to pass it to the next one. But then in the old account, it says there was statue there. So there's no statue. Then he has to pay fine, like 5 rupees fine every time. And so every time it went for several years. Then when the account is already passed and it's handed down to the new one, then the statue will appear again. And And then in their properties, there's a statue. But then when time comes for you to pass to the next one, then the statue will disappear again, and then that manager will have to pay 5 rupees again. So that went for many years.
Then content 소소 다들 야구도 내가 좀 요청 했더니 야와로 저 근처 가는 데 지르다 피셔버렸어. 그만데 노래 못 치겠어. 좀 강대 야구에 피셔. 정말 저 근처에 피셔버렸어.
And so then the leader, all these the people, the members of the house, thought that this is kind of very strange, that it disappears and it appears, so it makes them to pay the fine. And so they said, it's creating so much trouble, so we're going to offer this statue to one of the Dalai Lamas. I don't know which life it was, the 14th, 13th, or which one ever. And so one of the Dalai Lama, they made offering of this statue.
근데 되게 때문에 이제 다들 로지컬 전압체에서 다들 이 야구에 있잖아요. 코로나 담보 아마 그래서 강바다 가와는 대나 샤쇼서는 대나 파샤니. 아니 그지요. 그때 그 존재가 되니까 다들 요랬어요. 요랬어요.
And so then the Lama listened to the account, the whole story, and he said, "Oh, this was, I will not accept this. You should take back, to the house where the mother used to live." And they said, then they took it back, and then they built a statue, and then they put inside the statue, in this small replica of a statue, they put inside the actual statue of Buddha, and it says that statue of Buddha is still around.
어떤데다 관심 많지 다 딩거 자원용 주되고 그런 거 쏘는 거 속사네 다 젊은 바에서 아니 그런 거에 들어왔다 디마들다 그런 거 자주 사대요 다 이제 배치와 딱 가서 되게 다 니버치면서 shum한 거죠.
And so anyway, so that's the story was that somebody who was very humble and dumb was not able to study much. With the accumulation of merit and negativities, were able to achieve general great realization. And not only that, but also even a statue, a replica statue of him, was able to perform the deeds to benefit others.
다 대가리다 초사 저장식 계획 딱 저거는 어떻게 영화에 바꿔 딱 납득을 줘.
So that's the result of purifying negativities and accumulating merit.
내가 자사소라 나도 딱 그때는 도마다 시험이 보시면 내가 그래도.
And so that's the reason why the monasteries they recite Heart Sutras and Dharma prayers a lot.
그래서 나서 가게 지하로 마사야지 시험이 내가 가지나 주체돼야 돼. 또 초사하게 왔어.
So again, the reason why we recite the Dharma prayers, the Heart Sutras, Kingdom prayers, and so forth is in order to accumulate merit.
어떤데 초사의 시대 아니 지다 라가도 그나도 지 소소지 소신으로 내리시다 될 싸고 봐 내진도나.
So when you accumulate merit, you have to invoke the enlightened beings in the form of a statue, picture, or whatever form you can find, and then in their presence, you engage in the practice to accumulate merit. So the merit field, is pretty clear as to the field, to develop merits. And so it says that if there is a land or field, from where you can grow the crops very easily, very well every year, the person will cherish, value that piece of land or the field, right? And so, if you will cherish or value that ordinary field or land, where you can grow crops very well, if you do that, just because it gives, it grows crops very well, maybe once a year, and then what about the field of merit, of the field? by depending on which you can accumulate so much merit, and then can ripen the crops and benefits for years and years to come until one achieves enlightenment. And so it's a pity if you cannot take the opportunity to accumulate merit while you have all this information and the ability to visualize and to set up offerings and so forth. And so there are so many benefits, and that's explained in the sutras and other teachings, that how much merit one requires, and how much merit one can accumulate by depending on this merit field. And so it will be very pity, so bad, if we were not able to do that. So what kind of practices we can do to accumulate merit? Once you have visualized the merit field, object of refuge, then you make prostrations, make offerings, recite prayers, requesting verses, and so forth. So that way you accumulate merit. So again, there are so many different ways of visualizing the merit field, and here Pabongka Rinpoche explains according to the swift path. So at this point you may be wondering, before I can begin the visualization of the merit field, I should dissolve the refuge visualization. So you have to visualize the object of refuge, right? And so when you are visualizing the merit field, you should dissolve that into yourself. So it is not actually explained clearly in the text here. And so the way of visualizing dissolution, the visualization of the dissolution, it says here, these instructions are the refuge visualizing turns into yellow light, which dissolves into the space between your eyebrows, where you imagine the visualization becoming sealed into unfocused emptiness, or the whole refuge visualization rises into space, and after you have visualized the merit field, below it, you merge the refuge visualization into the merit field when the instruction when the time comes for the wisdom beings to enter the merit field. So first you have to prepare the place to visualize the merit field. And so he says the to visualize the merit field is the concentration of the earth's surface. We recite this verse. It says, "May the ground everywhere have no pebbles and so forth, be flat as the palm of one's hand, have the nature of lapis lazuli, yet remain soft." And so you visualize the place where you're going to visualize the merit field. You visualize first, you visualize the place, but the place is not just in a small, ordinary place, but very big, very vast, as vast as you can imagine. It's quite a detailed explanation, visualization, description of the benefit. It says visualize the ground surface is vast, as if you are in the middle of a vast plain. And the surface is flat and either made of gold inlaid with the designs in lapis lazuli or of lapis lazuli inlaid with the designs now in gold. The surface is when touched, so it's not hard like a stone, but it's soft like a sponge. It's used when you touch and recovers its shape when there is no pressure. It's very touch. It's very touch. It's blissful. The surface is dotted with the precious trees, and various magical birds sit in the trees and sing of the Dharma.
아니 야티가라 야다 산지 거든데 쉬네 야다 치죠 치지다 야 지금도야 다 계세로 어떤 거 되면 다 거든 뭐지는 쉬워요 봐 근데 신앙가 같다 같이 짱마이 봐야 버리고 그래서
And then there are pools of water whose bottom are covered with gold dust. The whole plain is surrounded by mountains of jewels and silver. So the purpose of visualizing the pools, is because later you're going to invite or invoke the enlightened Buddhas, the enlightened beings, and then offer a bath to them. And so this the place where you offer a bath to them, and you visualize it as pure as possible. It's made of very precious gems like gold and so forth.
간제 버지 사자도 같이 강 짱사지 강 체체지 강 아예 삼다 대티지다 티존도 다 짱마도 또 삼다 아니도.
So so this is some but it's not limited to that. You can visualize as much, as vast as possible, with as many precious things in as possible.
이거 아 대지도 대내단 좋아 신지라고 하는 말이죠. 강배는 좋아.
And
연차든 때문에 불가를 다 단도양 루파 라네지 다 전부들 다 현실에서 막 끌어서 미치고는 봐. 가리지거나 되는지 제가 여기서 봐 전에 지원 말이죠.
So it says the sutra on the layout of the stalk fields. So so you visualize in accordance to that. There's this pebbles also include rough stones and clay shards that people in India used to throw and surface here. So this is the visualization of the metaphor. And after that, then you imagine making offerings. And so this offering must then be consecrated. So you bless the offerings and then offer them. You may in reality only have put out a set of 7 water balls and lit a stick of incense, but if you think in your meditation the whole earth and sky are filled with great profusions of offerings like Arya Samadhavas, and you accumulate the merit that goes with such an offerings. And so the prayers, the kingdom prayers of Samadhavata is explains about making offerings. So you emanate a body, infinite body from your body, and then each from each body of your infinite body, again emanates infinite bodies. So like that, the whole space is filled with your body, and then each body is holding all these incredible offerings, and the whole space is filled with offerings like that. So more you can visualize, more merit you accumulate. So this is one of the method for accumulating merit, with just a short visualization.
아니 되네 단 좋아하시려고 마시고 오는 거 반가워도 돼 내가는 좋아하시려고 하는 저 비밀 많이 같아 고쳐요 말이죠.
And then there's this mantra for making offerings and blessing the offerings as well. So if you recite this mantra, this does both things, offering and blessing the offerings.
아니 디브라 다 된도지마다 틀죠. 단지도 다 되는데 요즘도 나요. 된도지마다 아니 저 자체도 망고 빼야 되니 그래서
And then there's a prayer for expressing the truth, and if you do that, that helps also to multiply the offerings.
데이터 지금 망고지마도 빼라고 야친 거.
대단하네. 이제 좀 제가 대단하네. So anyway, so that also helps to make offerings by multiplying into vast offerings like that. So we don't have to go into much detail on those parts. So the mantras, it's related with the mantras, the tantra practice. So, and I'm not familiar myself much with the tantra practice. And so anyway, so the place that that you're going to invite all these holy beings in the field, you should visualize as fast as possible, as clean as possible, and so forth. And so from here now we're going to go through the actual visualization of the battlefield. And so now we have prepared the place and the offering. And so next time we'll go through the actual visualization of the battlefield. For those of you who are familiar with the Kurukulla Center, and it's very similar to that.
Okay. Question?
We have one more question.
Okay.
So I had a question about the, so there's two visualizations we do, refuge, the refuge field, and then the
Object of refuge.
Object of refuge. Why do we need to have these two different, why you can't just, because the refuge also has our gurus, and it's not just Guru Shakyamuni, it's also our gurus. Why do we need to then dissolve that and then do another one in order to, for the practice to be complete?
So you said that the social stuff need middle question was around the social challenging models. Kajin W to do it on social part, so that was. So the visualization is a little different. And also the visualization of Medford has some connection with the Tantra practice. Something like that.
So if one hasn't had tantric initiations, do you not do that? Then you just, sorry, if one hasn't had tantric initiations, then you do not do that second visualization, you just stay with the refuge?
Social survey, my was. Yeah, so in the married field, if you have not visualized, not received initiation, then you cannot explain this and that. It says that later. But in the visualization of the object of refuge, it doesn't mention anything like that. So it says it explains about those practices, and it says that those who have not received initiation, then these cannot be explained. So if you do the visualization of the benefit just like Guru Puja, then it really becomes a tantric practice. And so, and it doesn't explain it clearly exactly why it is not, why you have to do these two different visualizations and so forth, but some differences like that.
Okay. I have to exactly.
Reminder, if you're going to answer the question, we want to pass the microphone to you before you answer.
What are objects of refuge you visualization with special virtues?
Virtuous state of mind.
Virtuous state of mind. What are objects of refuge you visualize with special virtuous state of mind? Correct? Okay, who's the voluntary? Who? No one to say?
understand the question? You understand the question, right?
No.
No? Says, what are objects of refuge you visualize with special virtuous state of mind? What are
what state of mind?
virtuous state of mind?
Lost?
Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha?
Yeah.
They the objects of refuge are Guru, Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha.
단지가 가상으로 도시 지금 자유사당이 봐서 특별히도 도시를 써야 돼. 그러면 자유사당이 쏟아내 정리했어.
자유를 가려서 알아? 자유를 쓰려 알아?
그때도 쓰려 알아?
맞아, 상계초대.
도시들이 해서.
상계초대 민들에서.
사대는 대만 나요.
자유를 하지.
자유를. 그만 사대도 양식 따라 안 나오고 있다. 그래서 많이 오잖아. 수단 물려야 되겠어. 난 건강에 해야 돼. 가던 것도 공항 마실 때 이제 사다니 봤어. 내가 그랬어. 수단 물려야 되겠어.
So yeah, of course, it's the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha in short, but then we had the object of refuge, right? The visualization of the object of refuge. There is little more than that, right? So you have many figures, right?
Remember?
So the Buddha Shakyamuni in the middle, and the big thrones, the 5 thrones, and all these things. So that's what he was expecting in the answer.
Okay? Then second was what the three ultimate object of refuge. You got it? Everybody understand?
So
What is the three ultimate object of refuge? Everybody know that.
Yeah. That would be the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this will be the answer for your first question.
Okay.
Okay? But close read. You're not falling. Okay? Then what? What are the cause of taking refuge? Okay?
Causes.
What are cause?
Causes for taking refuge.
What are the cause for taking refuge? Okay, who? You? Okay, go ahead.
I might try. I know one of them is like a fear of, right? Is fear, like a genuine fear of suffering and continuing in samsara. And the other one is
Running quiet. Other one?
I'm working on it. I don't remember the other one. I'm sorry.
Okay. You currently?
Well,
Yeah,
so
but
guys, you
I
know
also
what
get
it
his
is.
answers. I'll lean out.
I mean the power of 3 jewels.
Oh, faith. You have to have faith in the three jewels. Like yeah.
running quiet and nothing to do. Just talk about it. Tell you when you are each doing it is. Yeah, you correct. Your pass.
Let's get it my teeth.
Okay. Now this last one a little bit very complicated.
Yeah.
Can you read?
It's your test. I can't take it.
What should be the focal object of taking refuge or
Results.
taking results or mind of enlightenment into path? How does one meditate on taking the result of mind of enlightenment into path? Got it? Okay, very good. I'm bad.
You found it, right?
Very
You
fun?
understood the question?
Maybe not. I'm fair.
No.
Yeah, just not.
Hmm?
So
So anyway, so that was the direct kind of the direct translation when you say focal object. But it means like, how do you meditate on taking the results of the bodhicitta into the path?
Remember we talked about last week.
Dolores, you
Visualize yourself as Shakyamuni Buddha.
Then?
That's it.
That's it?
Visualizing yourself as Shakyamuni Buddha. Visualizing yourself as the deity, which is the result of taking this path.
Not complete.
Not complete.
But it's the why we call it sitting development. Why we call this?
So you take the result of the bodhicitta, right, into a path. What is the result of bodhicitta?
Enlightenment.
Yeah. So how do you take that into path?
Not by visualizing yourself as the deity. No.
Not by?
Yes, by?
Yes, by, yes.
Yes, by. But what else? You said there's something missing.
So how do you take that into the path? So you got the result of bodhicitta part, right? Which is Buddhahood, visualizing yourself as a Buddha.
Right.
But then what do you mean by taking into the path?
What do Buddhas do?
What?
What do Buddhas do?
Teach.
And?
You want to say something? Yeah.
Maybe taking the thing as a, how do you say Spanish? Tomarlo como mantra. Everything like a mantra, the sounds. Other things as a Buddha feel.
So what she's trying to say, and I'm going to translate from Spanish into English.
Okay.
She's trying to say that your perception, so your actions, you try to perform your actions as if you were a Buddha.
Uh-huh.
So you would see everything as a manifestation of the Buddha. The sounds as the mantras.
So sounds as mantras. Your activity is activity of a Buddha, and then you try to be a Buddha. You try to conduct yourself as if you were a Buddha.
소소 상계와 매매바체 소소 되는 다 나도 상관이 나를 그 매매바체 소소 되는 상계기 되치려 매매바체
뭐 상계 이런 기초 거라
아 소소 나 다타모 나게 상담을 승화처럼 나서 나게 담수되는 소리라 되라고
다 가지 소소 상계 뭐가지 상계는 전대시비 다 미바로 쳐버려.
So there's in the lam-rim, right? So where you visualize, you imagine yourself as a Buddha, and then you imagine the light emanating from your body and then striking on all and then leading them all to the state of inanimate. And then so just before the four immeasurable, the practice in the four immeasurable, we do that, right? And then so then that connects with the practice of four immeasurable because you're just doing the visualization. You have not actually gained enlightenment. You have not actually led all sentient beings to the state of enlightenment. You are just doing visualization. And the reason why you're not able to do that is because you're not able to see all sentient beings as equal, and then that comes this seeing imaginable equanimity and so forth. So that was the part you're missing. So you visualize also leading all sentient beings to the state of enlightenment.
아니 시다마도 나좀 놀아야지 나도 다 사제 사대상마도 전에 들어서마도 그냥 싫어 말았어.
And so this is again also related to what you're saying, to the practice of the tantra, where you visualize yourself as a Buddha and all your speech as mantra and so forth. So that's usually related more with the tantric practice. In sutra, you don't really do those kind of visualizations.
아니 나는 맞아 소소리 나게 되게 좀 좋아하고 되게 되게 봐서마다 제가 was 라디오는 봤잖아요.
So in the tantra practice, you visualize yourself arising in the form of the deity, and then perform all the practice of purification and the accumulation of merit and so forth, while being yourself, while visualizing yourself as a deity.
당장 나도 하 고매대 나도 하 깨야지더라고. 나도 하 깨야겠다. 나도 단을 하 고면 배우러 왔어요.
And so the reason why we visualize or generate ourselves as a deity, is so that we can develop that deity in us. So that's the reason, in order to achieve the state of that deity, then we visualize or generate ourselves as that deity. And so that result, we're already experiencing that result right now before even we achieve that. So that's why it's called taking the result into a path. So in the sutra practice, you don't have that formal practice. So we always pray and achieve to the full enlightenment, and then have all sentient beings to achieve to the full enlightenment. And so you visualize yourself as being a Buddha, and then visualize yourself performing the deeds of the Buddha to benefit sentient beings. That's called taking the results of the enlightenment, of the mind of enlightenment, into the path.
Okay?
And so most of you practice Tantra, so you understand this, right?
Okay, yeah.
On page 145 of the blue copy, the second paragraph has kind of the answer to the question.
Yeah. Remember the other day Sarah asked me? Remember?
Yes.
Yeah, this is Sarah, right?
Okay. Yeah, so just to say with the microphone.
Yeah, you can read it.
Oh, you want me to read it? Okay. So at top, second paragraph, page 145 in the blue edition. At this point, you must visualize taking the results of your development of bodhicitta as part of the path. You do this as follows. Out of Guru Shakyamuni emerges a duplicate image of himself that dissolves into you. You become Shakyamuni by nature, that is a Buddha. Countless Shakyamunis emanate from you and dissolve into sentient beings who also become Shakyamuni by nature. They too are now Buddhas. Rejoice and feel, when I developed bodhicitta, I thought to myself, I will lead all sentient beings to the state of Buddhahood. I have achieved my aim.
Okay.
But you said that wasn't Tantra. So what's the difference between that visualization and the tantric visualization of visualizing yourself as a deity?
We said it
told Sarah. No, Sarah last week it wasn't. Yeah, she said the person who hasn't had tantric initiation, visualize this, and Geshe said yes. You could. This is okay if you haven't had tantric initiation.
Yeah, that visualization is similar to tantric practice.
Similar. I want to know what's the difference, though.
So here you just imagine dissolving into you and you become Buddha, and then from there again, light emanating and dissolving into the sentient being, then you become Buddha to that. And so there, but in the tantric practice, you visualize, you generate yourself as a deity, and then you hold this, you hold that what we call it divine pride, and I think I am the deity. So you have to have that pride, thinking that, and with that, and you do this visualization. So that's a little different.
So that's a stronger.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, thank you. We finish.